What's up, guys? Welcome to the Higher View podcast. I'm here with my better half, Alexis.
Hey.
Hello, wifey.
Hello.
This podcast is dedicated to the creative, the outside thinker, and the believer. Together, we're going to be dropping new episodes every single Saturday. That's what we committed to.
Yes.
Every single Saturday. On today's topic, we are going to be talking about letting go of control.
I'm excited.
Letting go of control. The hard topic and probably not the most least talked about, but it's not talked about much. And I'm going to get into that later, but it is something that is not talked about that needs to be more talked about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But besides that point, last night we went to go see Elevation.
Yes. It was
Elevation
incredible.
Worship. My gosh.
That was my first Christian concert, and it was beautiful.
It literally felt like a dream.
Felt like heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth, like a little slice of heaven.
Mm.
Every single song they did. I do a lot of the production at church, so I was just blown away of the show and just how it looked. I was just in awe the whole time. It was amazing.
It enhances it,
Yeah,
for sure.
it does.
When Carrie Job came out and did the blessing, her and her husband, who's it, Cody, and they brought their kids out on stage and
so
sang the blessing, that wrecked me. I bawled my eyes out.
I'm sure so many tears were shed that night. It's just a overwhelming presence. My gosh, it was amazing, just amazing. But we did that last night. We have your mom in town.
Yes.
Your mother is in town from
Mom.
Pennsylvania.
Yes, I
She's-
just saw her this
yes.
morning. She's staying at her best friend's house, and she arrived around 2-3 a.m. and they got up at 6-7 a.m.
And why is she here?
for Megan's birthday.
Megan's birthday.
Of course to see me too, but she's really here that was her reason, Megan's birthday. So I went to go surprise her and bring her some coffee, and we're going to spend the rest of the evening with her, and I'm really excited. It definitely is filling my heart up.
It's not very often that you get to see your mama.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that she's here. I'll definitely see her later today. So I guess today's topic really goes pretty well with what just happened 30 minutes ago.
Yes. Wow.
So you were doing an appointment. You had an appointment with Paola.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say her name with an accent.
I say Paola.
Paola.
Forgive me if I say
Sorry, Paola.
I love you.
I know she's listening. Hopefully. Someone's listening. They'll send it to her. But you had an appointment with her.
It went amazing.
It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Does she like her hair?
She loves her hair.
Good. What did she get?
She got just simple like highlights in her hair.
Okay.
Just in my own little technique, you know, a little bit of highlights, a little bit of balayage technique, and it turned out beautiful. It was very simple and subtle, but sometimes that's all you need to make your hair look different.
That's awesome.
She's like, you changed the game, sister. It's like, I told you I would.
I never would imagine her with color in her hair,
You'll
but I bet it
see.
would look really, really good.
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's
It looks
awesome.
really good with her skin tone. It's like a caramel color.
Hmm.
I really love my job.
It's awesome. It's like you're literally doing like art on
Yes.
people's head,
Yes.
on people's hair.
Yeah.
But you had your appointment.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting stuff ready to start recording, and I took a shower. I got out the shower to missed call and a picture of a flat tire.
Yeah. Yep, that was me.
So what happened?
I was literally driving on the highway and I heard just a weird noise. Well, first off, the tire pressure went off, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And it
Just
said
there was a notification on the car. It's just like, what did it say? Like, check the tire pressure monitor or take it to the dealer or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was like blinking, and I was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
I just ignored it. And our tire pressure,
just turn the music up.
the tire pressure was on
Yeah.
because, it's the same tire that got flat, and we had to put air in it. And it's been fine for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we're good. We're good. We drive on it a lot, but I was on the highway and I was like, that's such a weird noise. Is it a truck? It sounded like a truck, and a truck just went by, and I was like, okay, it was that truck. And I kept hearing it. I was like, okay, no, it's not a truck. But luckily, I was just getting off the highway, and there was a gas station right there. And so I pulled in, and I had a feeling, obviously, it has something to do with the tire. So I pulled in by the air thing, air tire pressure thingy-majigger. And then I got out, and I looked at the tire, and it's completely flat. I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm driving this home. So I filled up the tire pressure, and literally, something was wrong with the monitor for the tire pressure. And it said 32 on it, like to start off like usual. And I plugged the thing in.
32 psi, just to clarify.
Yeah. Sorry, 32 psi. I plugged in the tire, and literally it says it's at 12. That's where it started off at.
Okay.
That's how flat it was.
Okay.
That's pretty flat.
That's very flat.
So I was like, okay. But first off, it took me a while to even, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. We just need to know there's a lot going on, the whole process. And I put the tire pressure thing in there, and it said it was going up very slowly. Like it was 12, 13, 14, but it was super slow. Like it would stop at like 14 for a while, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And it gets to 17, and when it gets to 17, it pops in my face. It pops all over me.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm very thankful I didn't get hurt, or because there was stuff that flew off. Like
really?
Yeah, like there was like little pieces of plastic that like flew out or something like that.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like there was a lot laying around after that. I was like, this is strange. And I looked at, I had like tire stuff on my hands. I was like, oh my gosh. Get in the car and just trying to figure it out.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
That's scary. You could have got stuff in your eyes and stuff.
Yeah, I was very lucky.
Wow.
Protected. But luckily, there was a tire place literally half a mile from me. It was 1 minute away. And I called them, and this guy named Matt, shout out to Matt.
God bless that
awesome.
man.
He is awesome. He is all about customer service. He's taking care of us right now. He literally came and picked me up. He is going to go get a tire, go take care of it. He brought me home.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even have to drive because you tried to drive somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to get an Uber, and he's like, "Do you need a ride?" And I was like,
"Well, no, like, because you tried to drive to the tire shop.
Oh yeah,
and the tire's literally off of the rim.
Because it's only 1 minute away. I was like, "Yeah, I can do this if I do it really, really slow." And it literally, I'm still in the gas station parking lot, and I just hear, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, no." So I just stop. Because it was done. It was done. I am not driving this thing. But with all that being said, talking about letting go of control, it's a pretty good situation today. Right when I saw the tire flat, I was like, of course this is happening. Of course. Like, we're about to do our podcast.
That's literally what I thought when, like, everything started happening. You sent me the picture, and then I talked to you about it. I was like, what the heck? Like, this is no coincidence. This is definitely happening for a reason. And I had to practice what we're about to talk about instantly.
What's that?
Loosening my grip. Loosening my grip.
What does that look like to you?
Loosening my grip. Let's get into that later.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to get into that. I want to tie it all together, though.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring in what that actually means to loosen your grip.
Okay.
I want to kind of like ease into that. But yeah, I had to practice that today. And it's funny, you know, God works in such a mysterious way. And for him to put a situation like this, as we're about to talk about this, is no coincidence at all.
Yeah. And I'm glad it happened the way it did.
Yeah. I mean,
it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It went by pretty smoothly.
Dude, you could have like got a flat on the middle of the highway and had to pull over.
It could have been way worse.
We have one car. Mm-hmm. So I would have had no way to get to you. I still didn't have a way to get to you because I was going to Uber to you at the tire shop, but then
it just didn't make sense.
God sent Matt in our lives, and he went to go pick you up from the gas station. Well, okay, so first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. I called Matt. I called the store. He's like, blah, 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 this is Matt. How can I help you? And I said, all right, my wife just called. She broke down. He's like, yeah, she's on her way right now. I was like, no, she can't go because the tire's falling off the rim. Didn't even hesitate. Not even 2 seconds later, he said, okay, I'll go get it right now. I was like, oh, dude, really? You're going to do that? But yeah,
really nice.
He went to go get you. Went to go check out the car, and I guess he moved the car to like a park parking
He drove that
space.
thing fast.
Really?
He was like watching it, like just keeping an eye on it. I think he was just trying to get it over there really quickly. But I was like, oh snap! But I trusted him. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. There was just something about his voice. He's a graceful guy.
Yeah, wait till you meet him. He's actually very graceful.
Really?
Mm.
That's cool. Thank God for him.
Well, trust me, like in that moment of me sitting in the car, my first instinct is wanting to think negative where it was in the moment, or just wanting to be like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, I have so many thoughts running through my head. I'm sure we all
I
do.
imagine.
I'm sure we all have a lot of thoughts running through our head all the time. But as I'm sitting there, it's a process. Like I'm processing what's going on. But I wasn't allowing myself to be upset. Like I was literally letting go. I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna get figured out. Like I can't sit here and be mad. Like things
Yeah.
like this happen.
I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you said that. That was good.
Thank you.
I want to make something clear
Okay.
because I feel like somebody's thinking this right now.
Let's hear it.
Why didn't I go up there and put the spare tire on there for you?
Why?
We have no spare tire.
Yes. Oh my god.
I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. Honda
There
made it disappear.
Yeah.
I think they took it.
We had to change our tires a while back, and I think they took, maybe the spare tire was a bad tire, because maybe we had to use our spare tire before and we left it on there.
No.
I don't know what happened. Where's our spare tire?
Dude, I just remember we went to the Honda one time and the tire was gone ever since then. They worked on it and it was gone. Those conniving thieves.
Well, we need to get a spare tire.
We do. I'm not going to be in the situation again.
That's important.
But yeah, I just want to let everybody know I'm not a bad husband.
You're
I was
not.
going to go. But yeah.
It just wasn't logical for you to go.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. But anyways,
You
you got to
figured
ride
it out.
home. You
Yeah.
made it home.
Anyways.
And everything's good now. It's getting taken care of. Probably be done by the end of the day. So, yeah.
Let me go ahead and take a sip too.
So, a little bit about, let's get personal a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Let's get personal.
I would like to hear your situation of how you feel like God has shown you how to let go of your current situation right now. And, with work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a process, as
It's
everything is.
A very, very hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's very
Insanely hard.
So if you don't know, I do hair. I have my own salon suite, my own business I'm running. Learning.
Book with her.
Please. I would be honored.
We got to pay rent.
30 people are coming. I'm definitely thankful for the way that it's flowing though. Like I'm not like fully booked with all these clients right away. Like it's like happening slowly, and I'm thankful for that. And I think I'm going to get to a place where it's like I'm like 6 months out booked or a month out booked. Like I know it's coming soon, and I'm trusting that process. But let me just back up a little bit. And so I also have a part-time job at the diner, and I've been there since May of 2021. So I've been there for about a year and 3 months, something like that. And recently, for a few months now, I've just been feeling on my heart like a release. Like it's time to move on. I've been in the serving industry since I graduated high school in 2017, and I know that there's something else that's next, and I have no idea what that was. I mean, it's been a journey. It's just been pressing in and like not stressing out and not worrying about what's next. And it's hard because you want to take control of your life. You want to be like, okay, I'm going to this. But thankfully, God has a plan always, and he's made that very clear in my life. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I know like God, he's showed me like he will move no matter my unbelief or my doubt in him. Like, because it's hard to trust in things that you don't see. But whenever you do have that relationship with God, with your Heavenly Father, it's just you just go to different layers, like with him. And he just cares about us and him and our communion and our relationship with him. And so like during this time of just letting go control of my work, that's what I've learned the most, is literally just releasing control, trusting that everything's going to work out the way it is. And even though I'm saying that, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm still having a plan B. I'm still having like, oh, I'm still going to keep applying. But you know what? A part of me still felt like I needed to apply. Like it didn't feel right to just sit back. Like I feel like you will know.
Yeah.
Like you will have this overwhelming peace. Like just be still.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna put something in your path. Like I could have served a table, you know. But I had that in the back of my mind when I was serving tables. Like somebody's gonna come and sit down and they're gonna offer me a job. But I didn't feel a complete peace about that. So I kept applying on Indeed. Something in me just kept pushing to apply, and so I'm just gonna listen to that. And then I still kind of had a little bit of worry while I was doing it. So even though I was going through all of that, now that I'm on the other end, looking back, it's okay, because like I've learned through all of that.
Yeah.
Like I learned through the worry. I learned through not letting go fully because of my unbelief or my doubt and what God can do, because nothing's impossible with him. He's made that clear with our jobs, with our life. And so I'm just thankful, even though, I mean, we just learned this recently with Pastor Drew. He said, if you're going to fail forward.
Yes.
Fail forward and keep going. Like God can still use your failing. God can still use what you failed at. So you can't be hard on yourself. Sometimes it's okay if you get caught up in worry or doubt, because you have to get to that point of worrying or being doubtful to come out on the other end.
Right.
That's the only reason I'm able to say this stuff, because that's something I still walk through, but I know it'll just become a permanent habit.
Yeah.
And I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. Oh, yeah. So I'm
proud of you too.
Thank you. Can we turn that up a little bit?
Turn up the headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
All right. But anyways, we're talking about, you know, your situation, getting through that job, and just your patience with it. And you did your due diligence, you know, and you loosened your grip. And now tell them what kind of job that you're walking into.
Yeah. Okay.
It's amazing job.
So it's called Stretch and Grow, and I'll literally be a coach for like kindergarten age. I'll be going to private schools and teaching them fitness and health and about their little muscles and doing obstacle courses with them, just showing them how to work out, and it's so much fun. I tried it out and I absolutely loved it. And I actually had a dream a few days before they reached out to me about kindergarten. It was a very interesting dream, and I didn't really think anything of it, but now I see what that was. And then whenever I was there trying it out, there was a street name on the playground we were on, and it said Alexis Lee Playground.
Wow.
That's literally my name. It's Alexis Mariah Lee, Canada. Well, now it's Garza because I'm married to you, but my maiden name, you know?
Yeah.
But Alexis Mariah Lee, and then the street name said Alexis Lee.
That reminds me, have you seen Bruce Almighty? That movie?
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of that scene. He's like, God, just give me a sign. I need a sign. And there's like signs driving around like this way, like go this way or something like that. It's like the sign's right in front of your face. Like if you're asking for signs right there.
We should watch that.
That's a funny movie, dude. We really should.
Yeah.
Let's watch it today.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyways, I wanted to talk about loosening your grip. The process of receiving something is the process of releasing something. So the process of receiving something is the process of releasing something. And that's the hard thing to do. You know, because just like your job situation, we had similar job situations.
Mm-hmm.
But just like that, you had to release that situation of get another job or search for another job.
Like daily.
Daily.
Yeah.
You had to release that.
Because I'll be in the environment,
Yeah.
in like the serving environment, just dwelling on what's next when I just needed to be present.
And that's when you're dwelling on what you have, that's this.
Like holding on to the tire wheel really, really
Yes.
hard.
Like when you have that grip so tight and you just can't focus on anything else besides what's going on, that's when your grip is too tight. So when you are, so I heard this illustration, I believe it was Stephen Furtick. He's talking about, he got an injury on his elbow, or his elbow hurt or something. He was talking about, my elbow hurts. That's what he said to the camera. He's like, my elbow hurts. Just playing like that. He's like, I was talking to my trainer and he said, well, he was saying that his elbow hurts because he was lifting too much weight in the weight room. And his trainer, he said, well, it's not because you're lifting too much weight. It's because of your grip. If you loosen your grip, then you're able to lift more weight. And he used that illustration in talking about pretty much just letting go of things that you cannot control. You know that saying, oh, let God and let be. Let God and let be. If you have a dirty room and you cannot think about one thing because everything around you is chaotic, clean the room. It's not let go and let God at that point. Let go and let God is really talking about things that are not in our control. Things that are in our control, you could do something about that. To tie that together, like with having your grip so tight, a lot of times when we have our grip so tight, it's more of like what we've been wired on, like growing up. Like we are wired to focus on the things that are around us, and we're not to focus on the things that are coming, even though we can't see them. We focus on a lot of the things that are around us because that's what we see right now. And that's the way that we're wired as just humans. Like the way the world is wired is so weird. The way the world thinks, you get a good job, you go home and that's it. And you're set. Don't worry about anything else. The way that the government wants you to live within these four walls, the way when you get sick, you go get prescribed a Band-Aid to fix something. The way the world is wired is weird, and to unwire that or to rewire is really like the process of what we have to do. Because I wanted to read a definition because it goes really well with that. There's a word conform and there's a word transform. Conform is to be similar in form or type, to agree. And this is the wrong way to do. This is how the world is wired, to conform. This is how we are taught through generations to conform. This is from what is around me is what I'm taking in. That's conforming. To transform is the opposite. So the definition of transform is to make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. And this is the right way to transform, to going from the inside out. To focus on, if I was in your situation, looking for another job, I'm looking internally on, I'm looking internally to transform how I'm viewing this. What is God wanting me to appreciate? What is God wanting me to appreciate while I'm still at this job?
Yeah. That is so good.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to focus on within and what's going on inside. Your mental health, the way you think, your thoughts run your life. Exactly. It's either going to make or break you in those moments. I just learned on the study from somebody, and one negative thought literally brings 1,000 toxins in your body. Actually, Paola told me that. 1,000 toxins in your body based off of one negative thought. That's how powerful our thoughts are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It runs our life.
Yeah.
And whenever you're saying that about what's around you and what's about like with everything's around you and how we focus so much on those things. We want to control everything. I would say right now in this season of my life as a wife, and we are wired to nurture the home and take care of it, you know, we are like caregivers and helpers, and it can be sometimes a lot. Cleaning on cleaning day, if I'm cleaning, or there's a lot to do, I find myself going into this like cycle mentally, in this like circle of like negativity in a way, where it like overwhelmingness is what I'm getting. Like I just feel overwhelmed or stressed out because there's so much to do. Yeah. Or I get caught up in like doing a lot when really we're called to just be in the moment. Exactly. And do one thing at a time.
Appreciate what's around you.
Yeah.
Or at least come to the conclusion of like, what should I be appreciating right now? Because there's definitely something that you can be appreciating right now.
And not like idolizing things.
Yeah.
Like definitely we have to take it in and appreciate like, we learned this from a sermon from Pastor Lindsay, but just doing the dishes, instead of saying like, oh my gosh, I have all these dishes to do, you can say like, oh, I'm so thankful for these dishes that we get to eat on these plates. You can just change your perspective that way, just having a heart of gratitude with everything. And for me, I'm like, oh, I want to buy this for our home. Like, we need this, or I want an organizing thing. Like, every day is just something I could get, but that's another thing I have to release. Like, I can't be so wrapped up in what's in front of me.
Yeah.
I just need to focus on what is within me. And there's nothing wrong with getting things either. But you can't just go and splurge and get everything at once. You have to just do one thing at a time. Take a bite of the big elephant one little bit at a time.
Day at a time.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, people, listeners. This is a very, very hard thing to do. By any means are we trying to make this a standard that we live by, because this is something even today that we had to, I need to release a little bit. I need to loosen my grip a little bit. You know, this is a hard thing to do, but I just want to encourage whoever's listening to just appreciate what's around you. Appreciate what's going on right now in life. And the way that God works is he works in the mystery of the unknown. So the unknown that you think that you're so longing to figure out, like what is about to come, what job am I about to get, or what am I going to do next? That's where God is working. And that's where we have to release our grip, because we cannot control it. Let go and let God.
It's literally just hurting you at the end of the day. Just like you said, Stephen Furtick, how...
Yeah, he got an injury from it.
He had an injury. It's just hurting you.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what the future looks like. You can plan and you can vision, and we're supposed to plan and vision. You can't just sit back and be like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do my business. So I don't know how I'm going to get clients, or I don't know how I'm going to raise my children, or things like that. Or, you know, we're supposed to learn. We're supposed to grow.
Yeah.
You don't know what's ahead.
You grip too hard, you can injure yourself. And you're not going to lift as much weight as you probably should be lifting. So loosen your grip and just let God.
Yeah.
Really, like, one of my personal experiences to talk about this, you know, I was working a job. I was cleaning pools last month, about a month. A little less than a month, like 3 weeks. It's been like 3 weeks ago. I was cleaning pools, working in like 100-degree heat. I felt like I was underpaid for sure. I was just coming home exhausted, dude. Mm-hmm. My gosh, I don't miss that. But I was really searching for a job, and there's circumstances in my life that are hard for me to get a job. And it's been like that for a couple of years. And I really just had a situation of letting faith overcome how I feel. Because I could easily go to work every single day and hate every single moment of being in the heat and working my butt off. and then coming home and just being exhausted. But I had to literally transform, like from within, my thought process on waking up at 4:30 before the sun came up, going to work and getting off so I can beat the heat. I had to transform how I saw that. And just about right when I did that, about a week later, the job that I was longing for came into my life. So now I had that transformation. So we speak about this subject from experience, you know, and I love that we can do that because we're not just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is from real life. This actually happened to us, and it's actually pretty recent. It's pretty fresh. But I got a job that is double the pay, AC. God bless. Cannot beat that. No, not Siri. Cancel. I have AC now. I will never take AC for granted. My gosh. But I got a good job now. But all that to say, you know, just having that transformation is really, I feel like, is what allowed me to propel forward. And it was amazing to experience. Just, I'm never going to forget this moment in my life. Ever.
I love that.
Yeah.
And literally, like, you could be in a situation just like that, and that next thing hasn't came yet because God is not done with transforming for that next season. Like, you're in this season still for a reason. I mean, like, even me going into this next job, like, I just put my 2 weeks in, so I still have to go to this job for 2 weeks.
You got 2 weeks to transform. Finish transforming.
Yeah, no, like, but it's it's a natural release.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting a release now. Like, I didn't just say, oh, I'm leaving this job, never coming back. Like, I'm finding another one. It was no, like, I'm trusting this process. I'm letting go of control, and I'm going to take one day at a time. And so now when I go there, now, like, my faith has even grown more, you know, and that is, it shows. Like, you don't even have to speak. It's the way you carry yourself, the confidence you have in God, just confidence you have. Like, people are going to realize something is different on your life.
Yeah.
They want it. Our life is to live for other people. You know, like, God put us here on earth. We build those relationships. We come across people every single day. We're supposed to just live and have a life and love people. Love people, change the world.
Love people, love God, change the world.
Like, we're doing this for people.
Yeah. And absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're here to help. Even growing up, I've always wanted to help people. So doing this podcast means so much to me, just knowing that I get to help people with the things that I'm experiencing today.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I love that.
Well, I think to end this talk, I would like to tell everybody that 2022 is still the year of favor. Your favor's coming. And I want to leave you guys with that. But with that, we want to thank you guys so much for listening on this interesting conversation with some distractions there. The camera died a little bit, but we got back on track.
Yeah, it's all good.
We just want to thank you guys. We love y'all. Join us next week for the topic that we're going to be talking about. We will keep you up to date. Follow us on Instagram and on YouTube, and subscribe to YouTube. No one's done it yet. We have like one listener. Just kidding. Probably like 5. Just kidding. I don't know. Or did you want to say something?
We're probably the one listener.
I'm just recording to the universe right now. Sending it to space.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much nailed it. Like, I really hope this just inspires you, and yeah, your favor is coming. That thing that you've been longing for is coming. You know, we just got out of that season. I mean, we're in that season now, and that's why I'm just so happy to be able to speak about this.
Yeah.
Because if we would have started this podcast a few weeks ago, we wouldn't be able to speak about this. But here we are.
No coincidence. I believe our favor is going to transfer through these microphones to these wires all the way to the camera, and whoever's listening, everyone's going to get a little flavor of it. But with that, thank you guys. We're going to see you next week. Please tune in, or don't. We don't really care.
We do care.
Praise God.